Hey everyone, welcome back to today. Welcome back to Tea Tuesday. I hope you're enjoying your tea, your coffee, your hot chocolate, your water, your lemonade, whatever you might want to have for today. We're going to have a quick little chit chat. Life in a backpack. What am I talking about? Well, let me tell you. I had an experience last night. Hold on, I got to grab a couple of things for you to show you. Let me show you these goodies. These are ramen right from Korea, Seoul, Korea. So and then we got also these are like moon pies, from Korea. Delicious, delicious. Got a basket of goodies. So what is going on here? What am I talking about? Seoul, Korea, ramen, backpack. What's all this? Tea Tuesday. Just a quick little, maybe a shot in the arm to give you an extra pep in your step today. I got it last night. I want to give a shout out to my cousins Molly and Daniel Ironman. They have a YouTube channel called Let's Trek Together, and they're hikers, and they are explorers, and they are people that love life. And they have a channel. It's growing slowly. They're not really into it for the wow of, hitting a certain mark, but they're basically documenting their life. And here's how it started. They went to college, they graduated, they got out of college, there weren't a lot of jobs that they could find to fit what they wanted. They were restless in life and they wanted to just do something adventurous, and they were young and they went after it. So they decided to hike the Appalachian Trail, and they did the whole thing. And I guess it's supposed to end in like 6 months or whatever, I don't know. And they decided, we sat down with them last night, and they said they decided while they were on the trail, there were places they went to that were just beautiful. And they decided to soak up the moment and enjoy the beauty. They were not on anyone else's schedule but their own. Now, I will tell you, they put themselves through college and they saved their money. They went on the trail. They bought all the provisions they needed on their own. They're not mooching off of anybody. They're living life simply. And while they were on the journey of the Appalachian Trail, I don't know whether they read it or they heard it or someone told them or what. But the bottom line was somebody had said, your life, if it could only fit in just a backpack. And they said they found so much contentment and joy in that, thinking that here they are traveling across the United States on the Appalachian Trail, meeting people, just looking up at night. They said the stars at night and just looking into the Milky Way. It was beautiful. Hearing the sounds of animals, just learning how to just depend on each other to get through certain areas of the terrain that they needed to do. And they made it. They made it till the very end, and they finished the Appalachian Trail. Well, then they came back, and this was even during the pandemic. They had to come home for a month because the trails were shut down. But during COVID, the height of the pandemic, they were traveling on the Appalachian Trail. While the rest of us were running around filling stockpiles and panicking and trying to figure out what to do, they were hiking. They were enjoying life. There's something to be said for that. And then they came home, and it was kind of like, now it's, the pandemic is still there, but not as bad. And now what do we do? So they decided while they were on the trek through the Appalachian Trail, somebody mentioned to them about teaching English in a foreign country. And I thought, why not? Let's do it. Off they went. They filled out their application. They got accepted to Korea, and off they went for 1 year in Korea, and they were in Seoul, Korea. They taught in private schools, and they taught English. So that's how we got our treats from them. They are just home now from Korea. We sat down, we picked their brain on everything. I wanted to know about the people, the food, the economy, religion over there. Where did they live? What was the cost of living? I asked them, was there shortages on food over there? He said, absolutely not. Things have just lifted over there. There is no mask requirements. There's no vaccination requirements. You can move freely about the country. You can fly in and out of the country. From what they said, it was like a week after they got back, all of the things were lifted. You can now travel there and you don't have to worry about anything. Everything's back to pretty much normal. But he said there were no shortages on food. They were restricted. Things closed at 9 o'clock at night. They were restricted, I think, to no more than a large party of 4 was the maximum. So they had to live in restrictions when they were over there, but they loved it. They enjoyed it. So they said they definitely would love to go back. There's another area they would like to work through. So that's a possibility down the road. But they came back so full of joy, so full of contentment and excitement, and such a zeal for life. And in talking to them, I noticed as they were talking, they would, you know how you interrupt each other sometimes? They would lean on each other and touch each other's shoulder or knee and say, I'm sorry, you were talking. The respect they had for each other. And I said to my husband, you know, they were in, I don't know that I would want to live with somebody smelly, can't shower for a week because you're on the Appalachian Trail or you're hiking until you get to the next town, living on ramen and tuna and just living in the woods and all of that. And I would look at the person next to me and I don't know that I would have had the same zeal and respect that they do. But they've learned, they've taken from their experiences and have learned how to treat each other with respect and love. And they've grown in their relationship, their relational skills with people. Like sitting with Daniel and Molly, the respect they had for me, they wanted to know about my life. They wanted to know about my videos. They wanted to know about what my son and daughter-in-law were doing. They went around the room and talked to each person as if they were the only one in the room, and they had so much respect for what we had to say. And their relationship with people, like you could see they truly have a heart for people. And they just talked about the contentment they have. And then we talked about how many people have stuff and things, and they're not content in life. And man, just sitting with them for one night, I told them kudos to them and how proud I am of them for loving life and having a zeal for life and doing life. And I said to them, you know what? You go after your dream. They're leaving in about a month. They're home for about a month, and then they're headed, I don't know the name of the trail, but you start, I believe, in either in Mexico or just the tip of Mexico and go all the way straight up through, I believe you end in Canada, if I have it correct. There are 3 big trails in the U.S. This would be the second one, and they're doing that one. It should take about 4 months, and they'll be home, and then we'll talk to them about that. They might settle down after that. They're not sure. They said they're starting to feel like maybe get an apartment, get settled, get a dog, you know, all the rest. But I told them, listen, you're only 25 years old. You are enjoying life more than most people enjoy life. You're not in debt. They make money. They do the next thing in their life. That's better than most people. And I said, you know what? You're going to find people that are in their 50s that are miserable and say, you can't be doing that. You got to get settled in life. You got to hold down a job. You got to. But you look at that person and they're miserable. They hate their job. They hate where they live. They don't like people. They're grumpy when you talk to them, whatever the case might be. Those people have lots of advice for us. But you know what? Their own life is a mess. And I told Daniel and Molly, I wanted to give them a shout out because there's a lesson to be learned in this. If I could only put in my backpack what I wanted to enjoy in life, what would those things be? What would they be? If I had to get rid of everything and go on a trek, what would those things be that I could fit in that backpack that would mean so much to me? Could I do that? I learned from them relationships with people. I learned from them a zeal for life. I learned from them a new joy for life. And my cousin said something along the line of, you know, are we just going after the next thing? And my daughter-in-law said, are you just going after joy? And I said to her, wow, that's so profound. Are they going after joy? They're filling their life with joy. They're living life. And I said to Daniel and Molly, when we hugged last night and said goodbye until we see them probably at Thanksgiving, I said, listen, I am so proud of you because you are going after something you love. And I said, don't let anybody pull you down. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because you can do it. We've been talking this week about refreshing things in our stockpiles, in our menus, the gas prices, food prices. We're going to be talking about other things. And one of the biggest things I told you and I told them is I want to encourage you to know you can do this. Listen, you only have one life to live. Do you want to hit the end of your life and look back and say, it was a bum rap? I didn't enjoy it. I hated it. I was miserable. I didn't have anything in life I loved. Or do you want to end your life, whatever age that might be, and say, I loved what I did. I loved my job. I loved my family. I loved my home. I loved the adventures I went on. You know what? We all have bumps and bruises. We all have moments in life that are horrible, trauma moments, bad moments, everything else moments. I told you on one of my videos that I live with epilepsy, autism, and a few other disabilities on a daily basis in my home. But we have chosen to call it, we're going on an adventurous life versus we're going on a life of disability. I don't live a life of disability. I live an adventurous life, both with my husband and son. Does that mean every day is perfect? No way. No way. Does that mean I don't crash and burn? Absolutely not. You saw a video of mine on the down days last week. There are days I can't handle the adventure anymore, and I'm down and I'm worn out, and you know, right now my allergies are bothering me. My eyes are puffy and red. My eyes are tearing because of the allergies. My throat is scratchy, and I have a headache, and I don't feel great today. This too shall pass. Take an allergy pill and move on with life, Lynn. But you know what? I can still enjoy today. I only have today to live today. I want to make it a great day today. I want to enjoy today in spite of my allergies, in spite of everything else, because I can never get today back. So if you could pack your life up into just one backpack, what would you put in it? You know, just do like an imaginary trek in your own mind. What would you put in it? What kind of things can you change in your life to find more joy in your life? What could you go after to just bring joy back to your life? I'm going to leave in the description below a link to my cousin's journey called Let's Trek Together. If you just want to meet two people that are full of life, full of zeal, and encouraging and enthusiastic, you might not be a hiker, and that's okay. They've hiked the Appalachian. They did all kinds of hiking in Seoul, Korea. But if you want to just meet people that would just lift up your spirits, check out their video, give them a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe, and let them know that you came there from At Home with Lynn Wilson. Thanks for coming over for this Tea Tuesday, and we will catch you on the next video.